Is Ayaka still a good unit or you should skip her entirely? What is happening guys, Raven here. In today's video I want to talk about Kamisato Ayaka, if she's still a character that deserves your Primogems. Many of you have your own reasons for pulling or skipping characters in Genshin Impact. Some of you will summon for characters that are considered meta, others will pull only for waifus. There are a lot of reasons why players pull for characters in this game. That's why, apart from Ayaka's playstyle, gameplay mechanics and builds, I want this video to cover topics that not a lot of players in the community are talking about, like character design, animation or voice lines. But before doing that, if you guys like my content and my stupid voice, give this video a like and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. I'll really appreciate it. As you probably already knew, Genshin at the moment has only two characters that are mainly used as Cryo main DPS/carries, which are Ganyu and of course Ayaka. I don't want to compare them to each other because first of all they have different playstyles, and second, this is not the main topic of this video in the first place. For me Ayaka is a solid character, even if you don't plan to get her constellations. There are two reasons why. The first one, she has a good scaling for her entire kit across the board. She's in my book one of the few complete characters at C0 that got released in Inazuma. A lot of characters nowadays, like the fan favorite, Yae Miko for example, have a lot of problems without constellations. In Yae's case, her damage feels kind of low for what I expected to be. The second reason is really simple, it's because she's Cryo. Cryo and Pyro characters are still the most used in Spiral Abyss at the moment. If you take a look at the characters used the most in Spiral Abyss, you are gonna see units like Hu Tao, Raiden Shogun, Ganyu and Ayaka. Most of these characters have dominated the Spiral Abyss since their first release, and they are not gonna go anywhere else for a long time. Until Hoyoverse decides to nerf Cryo and Pyro elements, which I don't see happening at all, or the meta for this game will take a 180 and Amber is gonna be Queen of Spiral Abyss, these characters are gonna still make the top of the list. Her playstyle is simple, actually no, it's too simple. You do not need to think too much when playing her. This may be appealing to some of you. If you like units that have really simple mechanics, then she definitely fits on that list. Ayaka is very F2P friendly. She doesn't require you to farm 2 or 3 domains in order to build her properly. Her best in slot artifact set at the moment is the 4-piece Blizzard Slayer, which is a really good domain to farm because you can also get the Hydro set as well, which is very used by a lot of characters. She does not require a 5-star weapon, if that is your main concern. A free weapon like the Blackcliff or Anemoa Kageuchi are very good F2P weapons for her. If you have a bit of money to spare, you can also get the Black Sword, which is her best in slot 4-star at the moment. Some other reasons why many of you want to pull for her are things like character design, voice lines, and let's not forget the most important one, because she's a waifu material. Speaking of waifu, a lot of players in the community pull for characters for that only reason. They don't give a fuck about meta or if the character is good or not. If you are one of those guys or girls, then I'm happy for you because that means that the dev team did a really good job. This also ties with her character design. Her looks is not over the top like some of the other characters in the game. I'm glad Hoyoverse did not give her a fucking miniskirt with a samurai armor because that would be really dumb. The last thing that I want to talk about is if you already have Ayaka and you want to pull for her constellations. A C2, C4 and C6 are big power spikes for her. Depending on your budget, you may want to stop at these 3 points. In terms of balance, Hoyoverse did a really good job here. Their purpose here was to make her appealing to both low spenders and whales alike, which they did succeed in my opinion. Ayaka for me is still a great 5-star character. He's a much safer pick and more easy to build compared with some of the newly released characters in the game. She also does a lot of damage if you build her the right way and use the right characters in her party setup. If you watch most of the video, you probably saw that I didn't say too many negative things about her. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have any problems. No. Like any characters in this game, she's not perfect. She has her own share of problems as well. But many of them will be different from each individual. In my case, I found her playstyle to be a bit boring after playing her for such a long time. For other players, this may not be the case. So with all of that being said, we reached the end of this video. I didn't want to go into many specific details like gameplay mechanics because you can test her out for yourself in the game. I hope this video was informative and helped you reach a decision in the end. Let me know what you guys think about her and what is your reason for pulling or skipping her in the comment section. Thank you all for watching and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.